Welcome back to Final Third Friday. I'm Rob.
And I'm Isaiah.
And today we'll be reviewing the Street Taco Barbacoa by Rojas in the Robusto size.
And we're pairing that with Barrell Vantage. This is a brand new release from them. It's a blend of straight bourbon finished in Mizunara oak, French oak, and toasted American oak barrels. This is going to be a regular release shelf staple for them. It's part of their Evergreen line, which is kind of a cool name, but those are their shelf staples. And it is at 114.44 proof. So,
Which is a little low for a lot of the barrel stuff.
it is a little low.
Which,
but
honestly, I kind of would like to see this at more like a 125.
I'm not sure that they have 125 to work with. So,
Well, on this one, I'm not sure. I mean, that's what the dovetail is,
yeah. So
I think.
this is a blend of Indiana, Tennessee, and Kentucky barrels. So Indiana, you can pretty well guess MGP. Tennessee, it's always Dickel, Cascade Hollow. And Kentucky, that's what's up in the air. You never really know if it's going to be
Bardstown.
or Bardstown Bourbon Company. But, yeah. In this, we thought it would go really nicely because it has a strong, like, orange peel note, almost candied orange peel.
Yeah.
And we
And
think
with
it's
the
going to be a great
barbacoa,
pairing.
That barbacoa has got a lot of really nice notes. With the Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, gives you kind of some special spice notes, and then all Nicaraguan binder and filler. So it's got a nice medium to medium full cigar, and we just thought it would pair really nicely with the orange in that not bourbon, whiskey.
Yeah. Yep. So
All right, and
this is going to be awesome.
I'm excited.
I
Are we
just
ready to cut. Oh, you already cut?
I already cut.
Wow.
This cut brought to you by Calibri. If you've been following the Chronicles, I bought the Quasar tabletop cutter yesterday. I was going to have it on here, but I didn't want to bring it back after I took it home last night.
I mean, it is like 5 pounds.
It's very heavy, but Calibri V on this. Gotta love the V.
Hopefully you can see it. That thing is like a very, very deep, and that cap took it perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a solid triple, maybe quadruple cap on here. Goes down almost a half an inch down on the cigar, so you can cut this any way you want to.
Yeah, the cold draw for me is like Raisin Bran. Almost.
Yeah, like a hay. Definitely the brand is more of a hay, but there definitely is that sweetness of the raisins, and
Yeah.
not too bad.
I'm going to do some whiskeying right now.
Let's do the whiskey.
On the nose, there's a hint of rye towards the end of it, and there's that orange peel thing. It's almost mandarin oranges on the nose.
Yeah, and last night was really getting us into more of the, what was the tangerine?
Yeah.
Which I guess mandarin is, it's a little different.
Yeah.
I love it.
On the taste for me, it's a lot of that orange peel note, but it also rounds off with almost a marshmallowiness.
Oh, yeah.
That toasted quality that you find.
Yeah, and it's funny now, after putting this on a fresh palate, I don't know if I'd want to be any hotter. Because that 114 is actually playing pretty nice.
I mean, granted, that's our first drink of the day.
I know.
So
I don't know, but right now I'm thinking that's actually well balanced.
it wouldn't surprise me if this was at cask strength, because George
It could be.
Dickel's older stuff comes out really, really low proof at cask strength. You see this?
Oh my gosh. Look at that thing. Well, wait. This is another one of those cigars that has a closed foot, so you can do two things.
I'm toasting
You can either
it.
toast it like he's going to do, or you can light it up as you're going to taste that wrapper on the
Yeah.
first puff.
With my,
Look at that dang thing.
Not a
What is
light
wrong
set.
with you?
What's wrong with me? This is so cool, dude. You know what? I got this yesterday in the mail from eBay, and I tried to fill it up, and it was just spewing at me, and I was like, what the heck? Please don't tell me they sent this with butane in it. No, it was completely full.
Nice.
So, guess I don't have to fill it with butane. Of course, it
Do you
probably
need
takes
an 8-ounce can for that thing, or what?
I'm sure you do.
That's hilarious. Wow, dude. That's a lot of flame.
Yeah, you want to see something crazy?
Holy crap. The creme brulee.
It's
That's
a brulee
hilarious.
torch.
Is that what it is, really?
No.
It looks like it. Well, no, it doesn't look like it. It looks like a freaking lightsaber.
Yeah, the eBay listing is not a lightsaber, or no, it's called "This is not a Star Wars lightsaber cigar torch."
Okay.
So
What is the different? Okay, so you got the dial that'll raise,
yeah,
go
so
up and down.
You got the dial here, so that was all the way up. There's all the way down, and then this just locks that trigger so you can't light it.
All right, what's the red button up here?
I don't know. I don't think it does anything.
Push it. Don't point towards my head when you're doing it either.
No, it doesn't do anything. That's just for show. Now look at the jet on that.
Oh my god!
It's just a single jet of.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
It is.
That's dangerous. Yeah, you better be careful. You might melt the cord here in a second. Wow.
Well, I won't need it again. I actually have a real lighter on me today, but I figured I'd bring that one out.
Man, that first initial retrohales is spicy.
It is spicy.
I mean, you getting red pepper, not as much black pepper. It's more of the cayenne kind of pepper, and then the baking spice notes kind of pop through.
Yeah.
But that red pepper just hangs on the nose. Doing right there, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. Just the draw on this felt a little weird to me, but it might.
Mine's actually absolutely perfect, so hopefully yours is going to be okay.
I think it is fine, but it drew like it had a crack in it somewhere. So I was looking at it, and it might have just been me. It's my first cigar of the day, and I'm running on Monster Energy and a couple cups of coffee. So
Yeah, we were hanging out a little late last night. The Dan the Man Hart.
from Final Third Cigar in Ingalls, Indiana.
Yes.
If you need a brick and mortar, Dan uses Final Third. You could call us up.
Well done.
Yeah,
Well done.
you're welcome.
But Dan Hart was here last night with his lovely wife, Jamie, and then Eric Jansen stopped by with his girlfriend, not fiance yet, but girlfriend,
Yeah.
Carson, and they hung out for a
Seems
while.
like
so
he's thinking about that fiance thing.
I think
but
he's thinking pretty hard about that,
Not,
yeah. Which he better because,
she's putting
she's
up
a
with
keeper.
him.
She's
Yeah.
a keeper. She can definitely put up with his crap.
Dude, she can give it right
She
back.
gives it back, I
which
think,
is-
better than he does.
I think that's true.
But no, we were here pretty late last night, and we were drinking all the drinks, and
Well,
Yeah, it was a rough-
quality control.
well, science.
Science. So actually, this pairing was Dan's idea.
It was.
Yeah.
That's actually where I was initially going with that, and
Just took it off.
Rabbit went down the road, and I saw it, and
Yeah.
train of thought went right with
I
it.
got you. So, thanks, Dan.
Yeah, this is actually I'm enjoying it because this cigar reminds me kind of of fall. It's like the spices and the woodiness and kind of those like fall spices, and then the orange. It works perfectly together.
Yeah.
I'm actually anxious to kind of think more about it now.
I need to work through this pairing.
And one of the other reasons why I was glad to do this one because this is last year's, I believe 2021. I don't think it was 2020. Release, the Barbacoa, and the Carnitas are supposed to be here any time.
Yeah.
And we've been anxiously waiting for a month or two now to get those in. So hopefully we'll be getting those soon. We thought we'd do a pairing with this one because we still have several boxes. Give people a chance to try this pairing. And also, the price point on this cigar is a really great price point. It's $9.
Yeah.
So it's a cigar anybody can try. Now, the whiskey's a little bit more expensive. I think it's $17 a pour.
Yeah.
But when you do the pairing, you're going to be bringing that down. Well, you got 17, you got 28, and then another $3 off. So you're around $25.
Yeah.
So it's actually
Reasonable pairing.
reasonable pairing. I mean, we've had some, like Dan had mentioned, we've had quite a few higher dollar pairings here recently.
Yeah.
It was nice to bring something down. We definitely want to bring some. We're probably going to do a pairing here before long that's going to be a very low cost pairing. I mean, I'm thinking like Tatiscan with something and keep the pairing around under like $15 to $12,
Wow.
which is going to be hard. But we have some.
Scan
We
and
have
JTS Brown.
honestly, that could
Yeah.
be a good one. And actually, that would even be better. That would even be lower. That would be a $10 pairing or less. So we've got some options on that, but we'll be doing that here soon.
I mean, we could also do some more beer pairings. 'cause
We could.
that
Yeah, I mean
keeps the
that's
cost down.
definitely sub 10 there.
So, smoked a sip for me. It's like on the pour, it's black pepper and orange peel, which is just delicious. On the smoke, it is a lot. It leans on the baking spice. There's a little bit of earthiness there, but it kind of reminds me of the smell of fall leaves.
It definitely feels fall, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Well, so I went the other direction. I went from sip to smoke, and the sip itself was orange marmalade all day long. And then when I got into with the cigar, it brought out some of the breadiness to where it was almost like an orange cobbler. I don't think I've ever had an orange cobbler. That's what it tasted like.
Yeah.
All the cobbler notes with the orange, and but then also with all those spices in the nose, which I guess you could put cinnamon spices on top of cobbler and a
Might
little
as
bit of
well.
cayenne pepper, because cayenne pepper goes on everything.
No, it's not true.
It does.
Nope.
Cayenne pepper.
Don't let Rob cook for you. He
Cayenne
don't know
pepper.
how to.
Hey, maybe cayenne pepper could be a sponsor. Because I love cayenne pepper.
Yeah, grow it in your garden.
I have.
I'm sure you have.
I have. When you grow your own cayenne peppers, they tend to be a little hotter than some of the stuff you buy in the stores, too.
Yeah.
So this, we'll wait until the pulpit part to talk about that. Say, because we're recording for the Friday episode, or the Friday of the 23rd of September. I think it's right, which is the night of the Pulpit Fest over in St. Louis area. And we were going to try to get over to that, but neither one of us could make it over. So
I have. I'm doing pastor things.
yes,
So
and I'm covering his butt here in the lounge because he won't be here.
it's your
So
lounge.
our lounge.
Our lounge.
And Chloe's back to working again today, and she's over there working really hard on shutting the box right now. What? Did you?
Oh my gosh.
She is the master at this game. She picks it up. The first night she hit it or the first day, I think she hit like 4 out of 10 times.
It's ridiculous. It's
Now
ridiculous.
she's got it 5 times already. So I'm up to 4. Yeah, there you go. Well, and it was funny because last night I decided, hey, let's go ahead and do this at the end of the night. I was exhausted. I was slap happy, ready to go home. I'm like, well, let's do one video. If I actually close the box, we'll post it.
Yeah.
Lo and
you
behold,
close the box.
I closed the box on the video. So I posted that out on Instagram and on Facebook. And I don't even know where else, somewhere else. I don't know. I'm still tired.
The parishioners page.
The parishioners page, thank you. So we'll see if we get
Instagram.
likes. So basically what it was is, since I shut the box, we're asking you guys to comment on any of those posts, a pairing that you'd like us to do. It could be a serious pairing. It could be a fun pairing, whatever. And the one that gets the most likes out of all those pages
Which,
is going to be the winner.
at this rate, all it takes is one like and one comment to win, because nobody freaking cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Everybody's like, oh, I'd love to see that. Like, as soon as we actually give you the opportunity to put us in a nasty
And
pairing.
one caveat I will say, it's got to be actual drink, actual cigar. I'm not drinking battery acid and something up there, so I'm just saying.
You don't want to drink soy sauce and smoke a sweet
No,
Jane?
it's gonna be some sort of a drink, any drink, but it's gonna be something that's actually drinkable.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
The
I
best,
know our people.
I know. The best option so far has been one that we...
That's not the best option. Please don't put that out there, because that's a horrible option.
The one that we said that
the
we
one
would
that Tam
do.
posted already.
What'd she say?
Didn't she say the buttermilk and?
No, I wasn't going to say that.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say the Irish coffee with the Java mint.
Yeah, and that's, if you know me, you know how disgusted I am on that one. But what's that? That's
Pickle
not a natural drink. Pickle
That's
juice is not
a real
natural.
juice. Yeah.
Yeah, but some
Some
people are not smart. Do you drink pickle juice? That's what I thought.
That's a mess.
Oh. Ugh.
Dill vinegar.
No,
Oh.
there's not a reason for that, ever.
Just drink kombucha.
You should drink kombucha, Chloe.
At least that tastes good. At least kombucha tastes good.
It's it's a hit and miss for me. So let's get back to the cigar here. Yeah. So there's what kind of toast is that? It's not rye. Is that a wheat toast maybe?
Yeah, to me
yeah,
it's
wheat toast. I mean, as you can see, the thing's burning absolutely perfectly. And this is a fresh cracked box. Just cracked it to do this.
Yeah.
Burning perfectly. Yeah, a real like a wheat toast with that cayenne pepper on the nose. I don't remember it being this spicy on the nose.
I don't
Last
remember
time I
it being that
smoked it.
spicy either, but we're also on a fresh palate.
Yeah.
So
That's true, because usually I'm not. I mean, I've been smoking really strong cigars first thing lately, but
yeah.
haven't really smoked this one in a while, I guess. Yeah, this is one of Dan's favorites. Dan buys this stuff by the box.
Dan the Man Hart.
Dan the Man Hart.
If you ever see Dan in the shop, ask him about what he did during a house fire on the second floor.
Yes. Yeah, we need to get him in here actually to tell that story.
We need to get another microphone so that we can have like
I'm gonna order one more.
spotlight stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna order another microphone.
That would be so much fun. Dan, you get on Rob. We'll get you on here, bub. That would be so funny. I would love
You remind me after we get off here, and I'll get one on order.
Okay.
Actually, I wouldn't mind going and ordering that one, so you don't have to worry about bringing it back and forth all the time.
I don't care.
I know you don't, but
I've got it.
Yeah. Now, the going back to this too, after smoking, back to the sip again. The orange is there, but it's more of the orange zest, but there's more sweetness than a typical zest. It's more like the orange oils. The orange zest oils coming off, a little sweet, a little bitter.
Yeah, it's
But
still
beautiful.
holding up to that marshmallowy quality.
It is. The
and
very finish is just very creamy.
I don't know if this is just an Indiana thing or what, but it kind of reminds me of like, did you ever have a Fluffernutters?
Yeah.
Yeah, without the peanuts.
Without the peanut butter, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like,
That would just be fluff on bread.
yeah, but there's that orange peel thing, so it's like you threw in some orange marmalade on that.
So
and,
So there's your orange cream
so wheat toast,
with
or maybe it's just orange marshmallow cream.
could be.
Could be. We're making up things
Whatever
in
it
our
is,
head.
it tastes good.
It is extremely good.
I will say we've, not to toot our own horn or anything, we've had some really good pairings lately. I've been enjoying.
Yeah.
We're finally starting to get some traction on some people, getting the pairings in here to try.
Yeah.
And it's been kind of fun because there's been several of them that have come in here and they're like, I don't know why I never thought about it before, but I'd never even thought about pairing something with my cigar. They just smoke their cigar and get whatever drink they want.
Yeah.
Now they're coming in thinking about what they want to do. And
It just adds to the experience.
it does. It just intensifies the enjoyment of the cigar and the drink you're drinking too.
Yeah.
But especially the cigar, because I smoke
Keep
it.
talking,
You got it. I smoke a bunch of cigars a day. I'm probably between 5 and 8 a day, and by the time you get past maybe 3, it has to have a little bit of uniqueness to keep me interested. So I'm always trying to find something that's got a little bit more spice after the 3rd cigar, or maybe something really mild and creamy, like a Southern Rose, Southern Draw Rose of Sharon.
Yeah.
Something like that would actually hold up. But, that's something you'll find out if you smoke more than a couple cigars a day. It's got to, your cigars have to change. Otherwise, you're going to get really bored.
Yeah.
At least I do. I know we have a bunch of guys that come in here and they buy the exact same cigar every week by the handful, 2 or 3 times a week, and they love it. But,
Yeah.
the ones that do that, it's usually a strong cigar.
It is.
And it can hold up to the whole day.
Yeah.
So,
I wanted to do a new bottle spotlight.
Yes.
Because we've got the Barrell Vantage that came in this week. Another one that's kind of blowing my mind is this Backbone Uncut. It's a single barrel and Backbone is all MGP whiskey. Nothing against it.
another Indiana distillery, too.
Yeah, they pick some of the best MGP. Backbone's MGP is second to none. Mm-hmm. This is finished in Laird's Applejack barrels. If you've ever had Laird's, that's like cream of the crop Applejack. And this thing is a butterscotch bomb.
It's so good.
So good.
I mean, I will say one thing. This week has probably been one of my favorite weeks of new whiskeys we've gotten.
Yeah.
Because we've got 5 or 6. Let's see, we got those 4. We did get Wilderness Trail Bourbon back in, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I was thinking there was one more we got besides those 4. Maybe not. Maybe it's just the 5.
Yeah.
Every one of these I've really enjoyed for a different reason.
Yeah. So this is sitting at 122.2 proof. Absolutely delicious. Will hold up to rocks. Hold up neat. It's fantastic. So that's that new Backbone Uncut. We just brought in a new distillery, which is crazy.
Huh.
This is Middle West.
Out of Columbus, Ohio.
Out of Columbus, Ohio. So this is
Is that bottle on the way there?
No, I think
okay.
I think it should be good. So this is kind of their upper echelon of spirits. These come in the tubes and whatever, but honestly, reasonably priced for what it is. So this is their double cask collection. This is a sherry cask finished bourbon, and it's it's aged in Spanish Solera casks, Solera sherry casks. This one is batch number 2, and it's 97.25 proof. This one does lean sherry heavy. You've got to love sherry to like it.
Yeah.
But oh my goodness, it's a solid pour.
It's awesome, and it's one of those ones where if you are the typical guy where you get your bourbon or your whiskey and you put rocks on it immediately, start this one neat, and if you want to add a cube, that's fine. At 97 proof, that could be a little higher than what you typically go. But no, honestly, that's a very smooth and sherry forward bourbon that I think you'll like just straight up neat.
Yeah. And then the one from Middle West that really took me by surprise
Me too, a little bit.
is the Oloroso wheat whiskey. So this is in that same series from them, the double cask collection, and this is finished in Spanish Oloroso sherry barrels, and it's their wheated mash bill. And it is 100 proof, which is amazing. So
Yeah, I'm sure you probably
Rob's
heard
not
me
a
say
wheated
it.
whiskey
I'm not a
guy.
wheat guy. I do like that one.
yeah,
It may be the finish. I don't know. But, typical wheaters don't have that much color to them. A lot of them don't.
yeah.
That's got a really beautiful color. Both of them do.
Yeah. The other thing I will say is on these, it's probably just a distillery that you've only heard a little bit out of or have never heard anything of. It's all their own juice.
Yeah.
Like they're not sourcing for this.
Nope.
This is Middle West out of Columbus, Ohio. This is their juice in there that they're finishing in their wonderful
Well,
representation.
and it's funny because it actually says on the bottle, originally distilled and manufactured, however they put it,
Yeah.
in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I didn't realize this, but Isaiah was telling me a little bit about this, and that's something I've learned this week, was the reason they say originally potentially could be that it's because a lot of these distilleries will go down there and they'll buy juice from somebody else and then redistill it and call it their own distillate.
Yeah, I mean...
this is originally theirs because this is their product. And it's stupid they have to say that, but...
Yeah, but one of the most common distilleries to do that would be the Bowman Distillery. So like John Jay...
the Bland's killers.
Well, they're taking Buffalo Trace Mash Bill 2 and then redistilling it there so that it can be distilled in Virginia, by John J. Bowman.
Yeah.
And then it's or by the Bowman Distillery, whatever it's called.
It's good stuff.
It's great stuff. It's just Buffalo Trace Mash Bill 2 run through another still in Virginia.
So, educate me here.
Okay.
What does that do for it? Which, first of all, let me show you this. That ash is stacking. That thing is amazing.
Yeah.
I only wanted to show that because I want to go ahead and knock it off so it didn't fall on me.
Yeah, so redistilling will... The hard part is it depends on what type of still you're running. If you're running a column still, it depends on how many plates you're putting in it. But basically, it's refining it to another level. Whether refining it is actually what you want to do, it might get overdone, but the thing is it makes a lot more gentle and approachable whiskey.
So are they taking White Dog and putting it in and then redistilling it and putting it in their barrel, or are they taking aged spirits, redistilling them, and then putting them in a barrel?
White Dog.
Okay.
Yeah, aged spirits that doesn't work that well.
Okay. Well, and again, if you don't know, and pardon me for explaining things to people that may already know, but some people may not. White Dog is the distillate that comes right off the still. So that is a completely unaged. That's their whiskey or their whatever you want to call it, moonshine.
And what I will tell you is, like, in most pot still situations, actually in all, you'll have a first run, which ends up getting run again into the spirits run. So that first run off the still is normally it tastes a little bit bitter. It's got a lot of tannins in there. That second spirits run will pull a lot of that out.
Yeah. Well, and I will say, if you ever
that's
go
in a
to
pot still situation.
Pot
In a
still,
column still situation, they can throw enough plates in there to get all that out
on the
at
first
the beginning.
run. Yeah.
But the drawback to that is you lose a lot of the oils in the whiskey.
Ah, okay. Makes sense. Well, and that's the thing, too. If you get a chance to go to do a distillery tour, it never hurts to ask if you can try the White Dog. Yeah. Because we've been to a few that the White Dog was absolutely just delicious. Indiana Whiskey Company, that was our first barrel pick we did. We have our own issues with all their stuff, but our bottle was fantastic, and we tried their White Dog, and it was absolutely delicious. Same way with Starlight's. Starlight's White Dog is great. I've heard people say, because you can actually buy Buffalo Trace White Dog, I believe, at the distillery. Somewhere I've seen bottles of it. You can buy it in
most Kentucky liquor stores.
Okay. And I've heard it's really good as well.
I keep trying to tap it off, and it's not coming, so I guess it's hanging on.
You have to learn how to tap that ash. I'm just saying.
Just for you. Just for you, Rob.
I'm way over smoking this thing. I'm way ahead of you. That blowtorch thing must have slowed you down somehow.
Yeah, so on this, it's on the cigar, wheat toast. There's also a slight cinnamon quality to it.
Yeah.
On the retrohale, the spices died down for me.
Has it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that really intense cayenne pepper has toned down. I mean, it's still there.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know if you noticed when we first started retrohaling, it was almost watering our eyes a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Which I love. I love that.
You know?
I love a good, strong retrohale. So, but this one definitely has toned down that. I mean, a little bit more earthiness in the cigar right now.
Yeah.
Almost a nutty quality coming out.
Yeah, I could see that. Almost walnut.
Kind of like like the walnut shell, kind of that bitter kind of part.
Absolutely.
Which I love walnuts.
Yeah. And on the whiskey, it is sweet orange. It's almost orange cream at this point.
Yeah, and we say this a lot we're saying this a lot on this whiskey. It is really orange forward, but it's not in an off-putting way at all. I know there's this one other bottle I've got back there from another distillery that is finished in triple sec barrels.
Yeah.
I love it, but it tastes like a cocktail in a glass.
Yeah.
In a bottle. Isaiah's not as big of a fan. It's too sweet for what he likes typically.
It's not very well balanced.
This one is definitely more balanced than that one. This one definitely has more heat to it, so you actually you know it's whiskey. It's not just a cocktail. But I would say in this one here, you could easily, if you're a guy that's like, I want some sweetness to it, you could throw a freaking Luxardo cherry in this, and it's going to be delicious.
Yeah.
A little bit of cherry juice, and you got a nice little easy old fashioned.
Yeah, it's super well
now
finished.
It's an expensive old fashioned because that's about a $90 to $99 bottle.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
It is. But yeah, I think a lot of that orange note is coming from the Tennessee whiskey in there, which normally does not present its well as nicely as it does in this bottle.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that's the Tennessee thing, because I thought Tennessees were typically a little bit more banana forward.
That's Jack.
Just Jack. Oh, that's because
Jack is banana.
That's because of the charcoal.
Well, Dickel does it too.
Does it?
But
okay.
So I've heard a theory on George Dickel recently that I guess I'll share, and I will tell you this is a theory. George Dickel and the Cascade Hollow Distillery is run by Diageo. They're a Diageo company. Diageo also owns Four Roses, Bullet, all of those sort of brands. But what they also own is Lagavulin and a lot of those distilleries in Scotland. So my Scotch is typically distilled and then aged in ex bourbon cask. I think George Dickel was their way of owning the casks all the way through.
You know, it makes sense. Makes perfect sense.
There
They
are
can
some
control what
beautiful
they're
bottles that come out of Cascade Hollow from the George Dickel distillery. There are also some that taste like orange Flintstone vitamin, and it's kind of chalky orange.
Yeah.
All of the Blue Note, like
Good
the
stuff.
Blue Note 10 and all that stuff, those are stellar.
Yeah, they are.
They claim that they're not charcoal filtered, but I don't think that's true. Because what people don't realize is charcoal filtration happens on the White Dog. They don't put aged whiskey through charcoal.
Makes sense.
Some people will try and fight me on that, but you a lie. I've never seen anybody do that.
So does the charcoal filtering affect the color of the White Dog? Does it bring a little darkness out before it ever goes in the barrel?
It comes out on the other end a little yellow.
Okay. So it almost increases the look of the age right off the bat.
Yeah, but it also changes the flavor characteristic.
Yeah.
I did a tour at Jack, and they let you see one of the rooms where they charcoal filter, and you will. Once you're in there, you smell that they're using sugar maple, and they burn it in these big stacks to get the charcoal. You're using sugar maple. Once you smell all that, the Jack profile makes sense to you, because that's where a lot of the flavor's coming from on Jack.
Okay.
But it's just the Tennessee thing. That's how they do it. It also makes for a smoother drinking whiskey, and especially like in Lynchburg, Tennessee, it's hot.
Yeah.
And those rick houses are up on high hills, and they get
all the sun.
hundreds of degrees inside there.
Yeah.
So,
Hundreds of them.
Hundreds of them.
Yes.
Yeah. And
All the degrees.
all the degrees. Jack doesn't rotate barrels, so doing something like that charcoal filtration allows them to have a little bit more control over what the end product is. They're not relying so much on the barrel to do as... I mean, the barrel still puts in work, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But that charcoal filtration kind of sets the direction for where the flavor's going.
Okay. Well, and that's something, and correct me if I'm wrong here, a lot of, Jack Daniels calls themselves Tennessee whiskey to separate themselves, but it is actually bourbon.
It is bourbon, but
They're
they
never
can
gonna call it
legally
that.
classify it. In Tennessee, whiskey is a legal designation.
Right.
So
The reason why it's Tennessee is because of that charcoal filtering.
and the fact that it's
In
made
Tennessee, right.
Yeah, so George Dickel is also Tennessee whiskey.
Okay.
And Uncle Nearest can be too. I don't remember if they're claiming that or not on the bottle.
So Tennessee whiskey has got a lot more restrictions based on it than bourbon, because bourbon can be made anywhere in America.
In the U.S.
In America. It has to, but it can be made anywhere. A lot of people think that bourbon can only come from Kentucky, and that's just not true.
Yeah.
It just has to have 51% corn, has to be in a new barrel, and it has to be
New
made in America.
charred
charred American barrel, American oak barrel.
Vessel,
and then
really. It could be.
Yeah,
like-
it could be
a crate that's
could
made
be.
out of new charred
I
American
assume it could
oak.
probably be a jar with lined in some kind of wood too. Probably. I mean, anything that has lined wood, right?
Well, as
Or
long
does it
as
have to be a wood vessel completely?
it's got to be a completely wood vessel.
Which,
But as long
that's
as
just
it's
semantics
charred,
at this point, but
it is.
But I mean, that's the thing though. Tennessee's got a little bit more restriction, but because it is 51% corn, it's going into a new charred American oak barrel, and it's made in America. It's still bourbon.
It is. And actually, Jack released a bottle last year that was the Jack Daniel's 10-year-old, and they did classify that as bourbon. There's no doubt in my mind it went through charcoal filtration, but I think they were hoping to open up their market to
Why wouldn't they? Yeah.
the rest of the bourbon drinkers since bourbon hit such a big boom.
Well,
and George Dickel did the same thing with the George Dickel 8-year, and that's a pretty good daily drinker bottle. Some people are trying to move it on secondary right now, and that's stupid. Just go to Kentucky, buy one for $35. You'll be a lot happier.
Yeah. Well, we've said this before, I'm pretty sure on this. The stuff Jack's putting out right now is incredible.
That triple mash is
mash.
one of my favorite bottles this year.
It is mine too. And even the bonded, I mean, it's a traditional bottle and bond Tennessee whiskey, but it's not old number 7. It's definitely leaning towards the flavor notes of the single barrels.
Yeah.
But at a lot lower price point.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still looking at a sub $40 price point in most places. So
Yeah.
but yeah, do you want to get into the pulpit part?
Sure. Real quick.
Yes.
On the other part, I just smoked and then went to a sip, and it just turned into like almost a fresh citrus bomb. So I am in the second third at this point, and it just got really fresh citrusy for me, like citrus zest.
Oh yeah. Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Well, and the cigar itself, without the retrohale, it's just wheat toast right now, and that just like putting marmalade on top of wheat toast.
With the retrohale, it pulls out that nuttiness. There's still a hint of spice there, but it's mostly nutty for me on the cigar.
Yeah. Yeah, walnut still,
Yeah.
which is still my favorite nut.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite nut?
You?
Aw. We're getting a little more concise on the pulpit stuff.
We are.
Well, we're not trying to break down like every third and all that stuff too, which is probably a little bit better doing it that way for that short video.
We might have more information in that 4-minute segment than they do in the whole.
Bum.
Well, in their last one, did you listen to the MRE episode from yesterday? Oh my god!
Yeah, they got a lot of crap over the MRE episode.
They deserve a lot of crap for that. It's just mouth noises, and then Nick complaining about how nasty it is.
But I'm telling you what, man, that really kind of irks me that the MREs are that bad, and we send our military boys over there to die. And, oh, by the way, here's food for you, buddy.
I'm not sure.
Those might have been like World War II or something, knowing Gator.
That's what I would guess. Like, they went out of their way to say that it's probably expired. Here's the deal. If your MRE expires,
that might not be a good thing.
You probably bought it at a military surplus store.
Oh, I'm sure that's where it came from. Yeah.
And it was from the last war we were in.
Yeah. Maybe even further back.
Yeah. I don't know about that. Just go to Cabela's next time, Jeff. They have MREs.
Do they? I didn't notice that.
Yeah, you can get totes full of them. It's all the bug out stuff. It's in the camping section.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to work there, so I was in the hunting section though, which is cooler. Except it was during COVID, and everyone would ask me about. I'm not sure that I can even say, but basically I sold all the pew-pews and all that stuff, so everyone was asking me about the little things that you need to fire those, you know? I think YouTube would be mad at us if we mentioned that on top of cigars, so it's the only thing.
America.
So Rob shut the box last night, and we're recording this on Saturday. It's the 17th. Rob shut the box last night, and now we have to do a pairing. Is that next week we're doing it, or the week after?
We'll be doing it the week after, because you have until, I think I put on there, I think it was the 23rd.
Yeah.
The morning of the 23rd to get your, you have to comment on one of the posts.
Yeah, so he posted it on the Final Third Facebook, Final Third Instagram, and also in the Pulpit Parishioners group.
Yeah.
And literally, at this point, all you got to do is comment something reasonable, and we'll get it done.
Yeah. I mean, you just need the likes are what's going to get it. So the comment that gets the most likes, that's what we're going to go with.
Yeah.
If it's a tie, then probably what we'll just do is put them in a hat and pick one.
Yeah. Totally. And don't make it something terrible. Rob and I will already be punished smoking
If we have to smoke
flavored
a sweet
cigars.
one.
Yeah.
I mean, in all honesty, this is also an opportunity. If there's a certain cigar that we have here that you really want to see a pairing of, put it out there. This could be a serious pairing too. If someone really wants something totally unique, if you just want to blast us, we're down for that too. That's fine. But if you want something specific to pair, we would love to do that too. And honestly, even down the road, if you have some ideas on pairings you'd like that we have here, you can always hit us up and we'll definitely check them out.
Yeah, throw it in the comments on YouTube. I see those.
And sometimes those pairings don't actually even work because we'll end up trying a few pairings before we actually do recordings, and it just doesn't work. So if that happens, we'll definitely let you know. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
But if it's something that works, we'd definitely love to put it on
The
here.
other thing is, on one of these, if we get a couple pairings put up here and stuff that we have, you could do one, I'll do the other, and we'll give notes on it.
Yeah.
Like, do fan submissions or whatever. I guess they're not really fans; they're just
Well, if we
people
get
that like
two,
to watch us.
if we only have two pairings that have the equal amount of most likes, then I'll take the real one, and you can have the one that's sweet.
No, put Tam on the sweet one.
We could, if I get the third microphone, we could do 3 and have Tam do the sweet one for us.
Who's gonna work?
Yeah, well, Lisa will be back by then.
Yeah. I thought you were about to tell me Lisa doesn't work.
Wow, Lisa, you hear that?
Yeah. Lisa doesn't hear
Oh, that's
this.
true.
She
Lisa
don't
didn't listen
watch
to this.
She's not watching this.
So I do have to say, I had a fun time last night. We were having a few drinks and we were feeling a little bit. And Lisa is traveling this weekend. She's out with some friends in Pennsylvania. And I get a text from her kind of in the middle of the night that said,
I am greatly intoxicated.
I am greatly intoxicated. And if you know Lisa, she doesn't get intoxicated.
And she definitely doesn't get greatly
And she
intoxicated.
definitely doesn't get greatly intoxicated. And she was telling me that, so like the only time I've ever seen her really intoxicated were like at the bottle shares.
Yeah.
'Cause she wants to try all the whiskeys. And when you have 50 bottles on the table and she's trying literally almost every one of them, you get a little tipsy. But last night they were up there and they went to a distillery and they did, and the two girls she was with, they did just like a cocktail or whatever. Well, Lisa's getting into whiskey and she's loving it. And
She ordered a
did
flight.
And apparently the guy got a little rambunctious and was giving her 3-ounce pours for each one of her ones in the flight. And then he said, hey,
our standard pours are 2 ounces.
Yeah, that's a full pour. Usually flights are an ounce or a half ounce. Half an ounce or an ounce.
I've done a lot of half-ounce flights.
And no, he gave 3 ounces apiece on them.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, and she was talking apparently about our old fashioned, how popular it is here. And he's like, oh, you got to try my old fashioned. So he gave her an old fashioned on top of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure she was greatly intoxicated.
And like Rob and I could probably do that because they were all low proofers. We could probably do that and walk away unscathed.
I don't know, dude. 9 ounces of 90 to 100 proof whiskey plus a cocktail. I'm feeling it.
I would be more unscathed than I would like to admit.
I don't know, man. That's a lot. I mean, that's in a quick setting. That's like within an hour.
Okay, yeah, that's rough. That's a lot. That's like bottle chugging.
I will say Lisa's pretty good about if she doesn't like something, she won't finish it. She'll just pour it out. But
she finished them all.
I think she did. Mom's a trooper. That's right.
And the other thing was she was fresh off of a 10-hour car drive. So
what's that?
She's fresh off of a 10-hour car drive.
Oh, yeah.
So that helps out too.
And she's not driving, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I'm glad they're having a good time. Now I don't remember the name of the distillery they were at. I'd never heard of. Actually, I'd never heard of any of them up there in Hershey. Which there's quite a few of them up there, but again, I don't know if some of those are just like cocktail distilleries where they're making vodkas and gins and stuff like that and using that for cocktails, which is fine if that's what you want to do. But this one actually had whiskey and she was trying them, and unfortunately, they had nothing in the distillery that was cask strength. Otherwise, she was going to bring a bottle back for us. But even the 100 proof one, she said it felt very young and weak. So no reason to bring us a bottle of that back, that's for sure.
Yeah, please don't.
But I'm hoping that she's able to hit maybe another one today and check it out, unless she's not feeling very good today. We'll see.
That's a possibility.
I will say, though, she was texting the family this morning at like 7 or 8 o'clock this morning, so somehow she got up. I was barely seeing the back of my eyes at that time.
I woke up and it was like a train hit me.
Did you get up in time for Victoria to come see you?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I got up too early because Kitty wanted to get up at 7.
Oh, so, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks, Kitty.
His 95-pound kitty.
Yeah. Kitty cat. He's a dog, if you don't know.
He's a big boy.
Yeah. He's a good boy, though.
So, yeah, I'm glad that she's having a good time. She's kind of the backbone of this place, keeping things going with the books and the payroll and the taxes and all the behind-the-scenes crap. Plus, she sits in here and does cocktails and does a great job of that, too. And so it was good for her to have a few days to get away and just relax.
Okay. From sip to smoke, it's almost turning into a cinnamon bread.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
It reminds me of a cinnamon roll without icing.
What about, no, I'm thinking it's remember those little orange cinnamon rolls with the icing on them?
I avoid
It's that without the cinnamon, without the icing on top.
Yeah, I avoid
orange
those.
roll. Cinnamon roll.
I don't want orange cinnamon roll.
Oh, dude, they're so good. Oh, my gosh. Especially if you get a real fresh one. I mean, a real one.
A real fresh one.
Yeah, one that's actually made by hand, not by Pillsbury.
Fresh enough for you?
No.
Fresh out of the tube?
Fresh out of the tube, right out of the oven, baby.
Hey, those do hit different. That's funny.
I will say, in my day, I could put down an entire tube of that stuff. Woo, those things were good. All the orange icing on top, man.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, the retro hell on the cigar has really dropped off on the spice notes. Definitely leaning more towards that nutty kind of bready kind of note in the nose.
Yeah.
Little baking spices, but mild baking spices now.
Absolutely.
The whiskey, though, still holding right up to that nice
holding up.
orange.
Whiskey's presenting as a little bit spicier to me right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's not
spicy, but like the rye is showing up in it.
Yeah, I mean, when the sip first goes in, you're still getting the orange, not near as sweet. But then the heat's building, and you start feeling it in the chest, feeling it in the back of the throat and the sides of the tongue.
It's got a wonderful hug on it.
It really does.
Just warms you all the way.
You
down.
like those wonderful hugs.
I do.
Dan Hart gives the best wonderful hugs.
I think Dan touched my butt last night.
Probably.
I
mean, probably. He did rub my nipple.
He did?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's usually, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
So.
He tips you extra for that? He slip a one in your
pocket? Maybe that is the tip. I don't know.
The tip.
I don't know. That boy spent some money in here last night, man. He is awesome. He really supports us like nobody.
Yeah. Love you, Dan.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be back today. He's going to show me that Quasar tabletop lighter. I don't know why else they're coming back, but he told me
Well, they were coming through because they had a couple of events and parties and stuff to go through, and I think they had a couple hours. They're just going to swing in and say hi.
They're more than welcome to do that whenever they want.
Yes, they are. And I sit here and talk so much, my cigar just went out. And this cigar has been burning perfectly.
You'll catch up to me, or you'll let me catch up to you.
Yeah, I'm going to let it completely go out and relight it. So what else has been going on, man?
I don't know. Bit of busy
cool
week.
New this week?
Nah. Next week's kind of busy again. I got
a wedding you're doing next week.
Yeah, I got a wedding.
Well, I guess
next
tomorrow
Saturday.
when this comes out.
Yeah, tomorrow when this comes out. And the Thursday before, I actually accidentally volunteered myself to host the bachelor party at my place.
Oh, nice.
So that'll be. They were like, "Where can we go and smoke cigars?" And I was like, "Final third." But they were like, "No, we kind of want to have a."
We kind of want a place where we can get so hammered we can crash on your couch, Isaiah. Yeah.
That was an implication there,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Well."
What day is that? Is that
It's a Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm like, are you not going to work again? Are we going to have to, berate you for taking months off at a time?
No. And I'm hoping to be here later that Saturday anyway. Unless I'm just so wiped out from people, which does happen some days of the week.
Dude,
but
don't worry about it. You're fine. If you don't get in here, it's all good.
I also want to see Dave Ellington, who will be here.
Oh yeah,
on Saturday. Yeah.
Okay. Did I know that?
He's coming on the 24th to do music.
Oh no. That's not Dave Ellington.
Who is that?
That's oh dear Lord, why am I blanking on his last name?
I literally thought
Ellison. Dave Ellison.
Who?
Ellington.
I was close enough.
You were close. Yeah, Dave Ellison and his
Ellington,
son.
You
said Ellington. I said Ellison.
Oh my gosh, what's his name?
Ellison. Dave Ellison. Yeah, so he's coming out and doing it in a set. Water Street Winos. Yeah. That's basically a name they just come up on the fly because he lives on Water Street in Pendleton.
And they always drink wine together.
Yes, they do. Well, the one guy does for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're coming out. There's going to be three guys out here. Dave, his son, and I think his name is Brent. It's Brent. Yeah. They're going to come out, and actually, we're trying to get Dave out here more often too because he does an amazing acoustic set. He'll travel around. He's a local guy here, but he is just such a great musician and even a better guy.
Yeah.
You get to know this guy. You're like, I just want to listen to
you
you sing.
One night at the shop and was hanging out with him and Brent, and they're super solid people. I'm looking forward to it. It's a little bit different than the music that we've had in the past.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it won't be nearly as loud either.
No, so, it'll be more chill.
Yeah. So come on out, hang out, chill out.
And I'll tell you,
Dave and the Water Street Winos.
That's right. And I'm hoping that maybe this winter we get into the winter time, we can actually, where we're sitting right here, set him up as just a one or two guy acoustic setup and just have some chill music in the background. And
there you go.
It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. That'll be tight. So come on out to that if you're watching on Friday.
The 24th.
If you're not watching on Friday, then hopefully you're on our email list and you'll be able to see that that's coming.
Yeah. Absolutely. Or follow us on Instagram because I'll be posting about it on there as well.
Yeah. I was cracking up last night. We had a couple guys who or actually just one guy who was twice in a day. Brian was here twice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Here earlier in the day, left to go pick up his wife from work, and then my parents showed up last night, and they were like, "Where's Brian at? Come here."
Yeah, so he came back out.
Yeah.
Him and his wife both. And then Isaiah Albert found out it was his birthday this week, and we didn't even know.
He didn't even tell us.
No.
Chris told us.
Yeah, so it was nice to celebrate a little bit of birthday with him too.
Yeah.
Solid kid. I like him a lot.
I will tell you.
He's younger than you.
He is younger than I am.
Which there's not many people in the world that are younger than you.
There's a lot of people in the world that are younger than I am.
Not that are hanging out here though.
Chloe,
yeah, she is younger than us.
She's younger. She's not even legal.
Well, we're just talking about somebody else being young too. So
yeah. There he is.
There he is.
What's up, Will?
What's up, Will? How you doing, bud? Good. Working on drinking, recording while we drink and smoke and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So. It's all good, man. We can set up a tab and you can pay whenever. No big deal. Will's one of our regulars here. Solid guy. Great bourbon palate.
Oh, yeah.
And he's one of those guys that finds a lot of really crazy bottles. He travels a lot with work, and he's able to go out and find some pretty fun stuff.
Yeah,
so.
He sure is.
But, yeah, it's Saturday here in college football. We're watching college football all day today. And usually he and Chris come out and hang out and watch some football and smoke and drink.
Yeah. But those Colibris have been moving well.
They have.
I was
shocked how fast they've been selling.
I think we sold 4 yesterday.
Yeah.
5 with my Quasar.
I think we've probably sold almost half of the supply I got in. So I'm going to have to get a new order going with them.
Oh, other thing is, if there's a Colibri lighter that you like, let us know.
Yeah.
We're pondering bringing in Colibri lighters. Hey, Will, that weeded one, stellar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So if there's a Colibri lighter you like, hit us up. Let us know. We're thinking about bringing some Colibri lighters in. All we have is the cutters right now. We got the SV, the straight, the regular Vs, and the Quasar, which is their tabletop.
And we have the leather cases for all the cutters.
Yeah.
We do have, like I said, we still have all the Vissel lighters. Those sell great too. But we definitely want to bring in some of those Colibris, a little bit maybe higher end lighters for someone that wants a special lighter for themselves or as a gift.
Yeah.
We're coming up to that time of year too.
It really is.
If you're looking for some kind of a cool gift for your loved one or for yourself for that matter, we've been talking about this. That Quasar lighter or cutter would be an amazing gift. I mean, it's $150, but that's saying things like a 5-pound metal brick.
And Rob and I were cutting with it yesterday. And those blades line up so well.
They do.
If
you've ever used the SV cutter, all it is the same blades on each side of this thing in this bigger unit, and it's exactly the same cut as you get on these.
There's a lot of straight cutters that'll leave a ridge in the middle of your cigar. The Quasar is not that way. The SV's also not that way.
Yeah, or the straight.
Yeah.
But that's one thing I found. I feel like Colibri has, over the last 10 years, kind of become the cutter. There are some really high-end stuff,
so. Yeah.
But I think their cutters are better than most of the really high-end ones as well. So, and we have most of them here, and we have we did. I think we still have most of the colors, if not all the colors too. But yeah, if you're looking for a gift, we do still have plenty of the Zycar like XO cutters and stuff too. Those things are amazing as well. Definitely the best Zycar cutter ever made.
Yeah.
The XO, in my opinion.
It's funny. A lot of our guys are getting wise to the V cut. Last night I cut my dad's cigar at a V. Both times around when he was smoking, and he was like, "Man, I really like this. I only have a straight cutter at the house. What's a good one?" Sold him a Colibri Deep V.
Nice.
I instinctually call it the Deep V because
it is the Deep V.
It is deeper than any other V cut, and honestly,
I think it's
amazing.
usually known in the industry as that is the Deep V cutter because, like the Zycar and even the Vissel and some of the other V cutters out there, they are a little shallower, which honestly is not a bad thing. But if I'm going V, I'm definitely looking to see if that cap is pretty well down the cigar.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you can see this, but that's a good 1/4 inch down in the cigar. If you've got a Padron, a lot of times you don't want to deep V that thing because the Padron caps tend to be a little shallower.
Yeah.
I've done it. I've done it before.
There's a lot of cigars where you just need to take your straight cutter and just nip a teeny bit up, like Barrell Craft Neanderthal.
Yeah.
Take your straight, or Rob even uses a punch.
Yeah.
Just take as little off as you possibly can, and it'll give you a great smoking experience. But for everything else, you smoke Robustos and Toros, and heck, even some Coronas I'll slam with the Deep V.
Yeah.
It does well.
I mean, there's times if I've only got my V cutter with me, I mean, if I've got a Lancero, I'll even just kind of be careful, back it out a little bit, and cut a V in that. It's weird, but it works.
I threw a Deep V on the Aladino Cameroon Elegante, which is their Lancero, last night, and I was like, I'll see how this does.
Worked
I know.
great.
Oh yeah, I never have issues with that. I was wanting a Lancero at the end of the night, and that presented as having a little bit more spice on the retrohale than I remember.
The Elegante is the one of all those that have a little more spice.
Yeah.
The Lonsdale's probably the best representation of that blend, only because it doesn't have the spice, which for a mild to medium cigar, that's what people are usually looking for. But that Elegante, man,
it smokes more medium.
It does. But then once you get to the midway point, though, it kind of tones down quite a bit.
And that being said, if you're not retrohaling it, there's no spice.
Right.
It's sweet, sweet Cameroon,
Yeah. Well, and just like in this cigar right now, I'm not getting much of the spice notes in the nose at all. I thought this one would kick up a little more in the spiciness. I'm just now getting into the final third.
I'm still finishing up the second third.
It might get a little more spicy here in a minute, but I'm trying to slow down because I think I over smoked it a minute ago again. Obviously, I am because I'm ahead of you.
Yeah.
And usually I'm a little behind you, so.
Well, other thing that I don't think we talked about is bringing in that new Black Dog beer.
Mm-hmm.
Their Oktoberfest. This is probably the best Oktoberfest I think I've ever had.
I would agree because it's definitely lighter. It's not super heavy.
It's a very clean drinking
It is.
Oktoberfest. Now, that being said, it is still an Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
But it's not weigh you down after one beer sort of Oktoberfest.
No, and it's kind of cool to see a lot of our, at least in Indiana, I'm assuming across the nation too, but a lot of the craft distilleries are not just, I mean, yeah, they're getting back, like PAX does a lot of the traditional stuff still. They do a traditional Pilsner that is a solid Pilsner.
Such a good Pilsner.
Black Dog does a traditional German lager, solid lager.
Yeah.
But when they're getting into some of these specialty ones, they're kind of, taking a little bit of their own creativity and creating some unique stuff. And that Oktoberfest, again, like if you have Sam Adams, everyone's had Sam Adams Oktoberfest if you're a beer guy.
Yeah.
Solid beer. This one's actually a little lighter, a little bit more approachable. If you're a lighter beer drinker, you could still go to this and you're going to enjoy it.
I think it's got more of that malty beer flavor, than like even the Sam Adams, which you would think us calling it a lighter Oktoberfest. It's not a light beer by any means, but as far as Oktoberfest goes, it drinks like a lager.
Well, and it's 5.8% alcohol, which is
$6 in the shop.
Yeah, so I mean it's
easy, and that's a tall boy can.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm working on getting some more beer in here. We're getting into fall, so we should be seeing some dark beers come. We have three dark beers in there right now, and all three of them are awesome. But I also know Scarlet Lane's supposed to be coming out with some stuff. Hopefully we can get some of theirs to try them out and see how their stouts are going this year.
Yeah.
Had a guy come in here yesterday and was talking about the Dorian Coconut Stout, and he did that with a cigar. And can't remember which cigar he talked about. He said it was an amazing pairing.
Who makes the Dorian?
That's Scarlet Lane.
Oh.
Yeah, so they have a coconut stout. They do the espresso stout, which I like the espresso stout certain years, but it's hit and miss because there's some years that there's just so much coffee grounds kind of left in the beer that it almost is off-putting.
Yeah.
But when it's balanced properly, it's one of the best coffee stouts. Other than, I will say one thing, I do love that Black Dog.
Well, yeah.
That's so metal espresso stout or coffee stout, whatever they call it.
Yeah. It's a coffee milk stout.
Yeah, and it's got that vanilla kind of coffee note. Yep. It's nice. But theirs are going to be more leaning towards the West Coast stouts. That's where she learned her trade. And so it's more of the dark black coffee kind of stouts.
Yeah.
But we'll hopefully have those in here. Should be about any time. I've started seeing some of their cans rolling off the line.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming they're going to be selling some out of the shop, out of the or the brewery itself first. But hopefully we'll get those soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we're getting that time of year. I mean, ciders too. We got a couple of good ciders in here as well. We'd like to bring a couple of new ones in. Just hard to get some ciders right now. But I mean, it's just, I don't know, fall's coming. It's coming way faster than what I'm excited about. I was sitting out here last weekend after hours, and I went outside, and it was so chilly, I put a jacket and a freaking beanie on to keep warm.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, this is too early. I don't like this.
I'm looking forward to that, man.
But hey, today's going to be almost 90 degrees, so here is that.
That's no good. Yeah, I know.
Hey, I'd much rather have heat than cold. Yeah, so Chloe, that's my youngest daughter.
One time, and now she thinks that she's from South America.
She's from South America now, yeah. She's even got the earrings to show and everything over there. But no, she's getting ready to turn 20 here in December, and of course St. Kitts they don't have a drinking age, or at least
it's 18.
It's 18 or whatever it is. So she was out there trying all the all the wonderful cocktails. And pina colada, your favorite still? Strawberry daiquiris, yeah.
So she likes fruity stuff that'll get you hungover.
Yeah, they will.
That'll
So,
mess you up, Chloe.
Another year down the road.
Learn to drink better.
Well, I'm not saying another year down the road, we'll get her into tasting some whiskeys, and maybe we can get her to do some newbie whiskey pairings with us.
Good.
So, but yeah, hopefully by that time, you're already working somewhere else. But we'd still love to have her come in here and work with us when she gets to be of age. She works in here right now because she legally can, but she can't actually handle the liquor or the cigars because she's not 21.
So
but she can be in here working. So clean up, restock, shut the box, whatever it takes.
That is important.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Scott Johnston's texted me. He's like, "You guys recording right now?
Cheers.
I want to come in, but I don't want to bother you guys."
Oh, come on,
Scott. If you were to come in during this, you would have been on here, and all we would have said is, "Are you going to try that knuckle sandwich Maduro and that Lithrinax beer yet, or are you just going to keep talking about it?"
Of that cigar.
He loves them, and it's a great cigar. I think that's his all-time favorite.
I think so too. And I will say that Mexican hot chocolate would be freaking amazing with it. So I just can't drink that much beer, man. So if you want to do that sometime, we can split one.
Well, we already did that Lithrinax.
Oh, that's
with,
right, we did.
The Crook.
The Crook, that's right.
From Blackbird.
Nope. Stolen Throne. Crook of the Crown is Stolen Throne.
The Crow.
Oh, the Crow. Oh, that's right. The Crow is the peanut butter.
Yeah,
so.
You're right.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, not Crook. Crow. It's all the same thing. We got a million cigars that have the same name.
Some days they feel like it, don't they?
Some days they do. Crook of the Crown, Crow, Three Kingdoms from Stolen Throne.
Another good cigar.
Yeah. We haven't done that one yet.
No.
Did we? I think we did the Crook of the Crown, though.
I think we did, too. Was that the one with the Butchertown brandy?
Nope. That was 1502 Black Gold.
Oh, the Black Gold. Okay.
We haven't done the 10th yet.
That one will be coming up.
That 10th might go well with one of those Middle West.
That 10th would go well with anything that's liquid.
That's true. I smoked it with an Old Forester barrel proof, and it held up.
We don't have any of my father's. Nope.
So.
No, I don't know if you just heard what she said, but she was asking if we had any of my father's. Someone walked in and asked for that. We don't have a lot of the normal brands that you see at most cigar shops. We bring in a lot of the brands that maybe not as well known, but are making awesome cigars, and a few of the ones that are well known. But the majority of our humidor are brands that may not have as big of a foothold in Indiana.
Yeah.
But they will because they're that good. Aladino, Espinosa, All Saints.
Yeah.
Blackbird.
I mean, Espinosa is fairly available in the area now.
They have.
I think Southside picked them up.
Well, Tyler Jones is the rep with them, and he's killed it in this area.
Yeah.
He's doing a great
awesome.
job.
Cheers to you, Tyler.
Cheers, buddy. And we may be doing an event coming up, which I'm not giving details on yet, but we may be doing an event with Crowned Heads coming up that could be pretty special again.
You know what's really special about those events? At the event, there's an event-only cigar called the Blood Medicine.
And it's delicious.
If I could buy a box of those and we could sell them on the shelf,
dude, if that would be my skid of those, you and I would split it.
Yeah, it would be my cigar of the year if it were widely available. I think after what, so our rep was kind enough to give us some, or a rep,
a Crowned Heads rep, which he's no reason not to say it. His name's Jake. A lot of you guys may know him. If you've ever been down to Burn, he used to be the general manager at Burn.
Now he's
repping Crowned Heads and killing it for them.
And Ace Prime, but Crowned Heads is important.
Yep.
So he brought Rob some Blood Medicine, and they come in little 4-packs. They're Robustos. Oh my gosh, that thing was crazy.
It was
like on light, it had a crazy like Rudy sarsaparilla note, and it was
So good.
It was so good. It's an undisclosed blend, but I swear it's a Habano wrapper. But it
Could be. But you know what, that kind of rootiness, it could be a Sumatra. It could be a Brazilian wrapper. I mean, who knows? But it's delicious, whatever they're doing.
It's a fantastic medium.
So, saying that, hopefully if we're able to do an event with him coming out, I know he may be doing the event here this time because I know our other rep, Dave, is supposed to be has done an event for him in his territory. So he may come and do an event here. If he does, hopefully we'll be able to get some of those in here for the event-only cigars. And if that's the case, you may be able to get a chance of picking up some of those blood medicines.
It's so good.
And they're only available at events. You can't buy them anywhere online. You can't buy them, period.
Yeah.
I think they're only as giveaways when you buy other cigars.
And
which
I would buy boxes
I would too.
to get them.
Yeah.
They're so good.
And I would assume...
That being said, I also love Crown Head's general product. But
yeah. I will say, that's one of those
crazy.
things too. I would venture to say if they were selling that cigar, that would probably be a $15+ cigar, if not more.
That's fine.
And
it's worth
so
it.
if you're getting a 4-pack of those with a box, I don't know how they do it. Maybe one cigar per whatever, I don't know. But if that's the case, it's worth it. I mean, it's totally worth it to get those 4. And you're also going to be getting a box or a 5-pack or 10-pack, whatever he does, of some really great cigars too. So you can't go wrong with Crown Heads.
Normally they bring Mil Diaz and Juarez and sometimes Serie E to give away as freebies. All good sticks.
Yeah, they even did the Jericho Hill. Last time. Yeah, I'm getting down kind of towards. I'm well into the final third now. You're just into it.
I'm into it.
I'm getting a lot more.
Picking up a little
Spice
bit more.
is picking up more of a black pepper now.
Yeah.
Also getting a little bit more of the earthiness.
There's a cola note in there for me.
I could see that.
Yeah, it's almost like that cherry cola thing on the cigar.
Yeah, I could see that. I'm not getting the cherry part, but I could see the cola part. I haven't done with the whiskey yet.
That whiskey is still that fresh zest, but where I'm at on the cigar and where I'm at with the whiskey, there's a lot bigger of a distinction between the marshmallowy qualities and the citrusy part of the whiskey. It's almost like there's a break in between those notes in there.
100%. You're getting all the citrus up front and some of the heat, and then as it lays on your tongue and palate, it just like coats your palate with that creamy marshmallow.
Yeah.
And one thing else I'm getting is similar to that Japanese whiskey we tried from Dan last night. You're getting that kind of a fresh quality to your palate with this.
That was an Irish.
I know. So this Irish whiskey, and I can't remember the name of it for the life of me.
You took a picture on your phone, but my
phone's recording. So, but it's I'm going to see if I can get it in here. It may not be possible.
I think it's like Glenlivet or something like that.
Something like that, or Kaola, or
no, that was the.
Was that the other one? That was the Japanese. Okay, that's right. This was the Irish. My bad. But most Irish whiskeys have a green apple note. Almost every one has that.
This presented
lemon.
as lemon, and when you drank it, it was lemon pound cake.
It was. And then as it left your palate after you finished it, your whole mouth felt clean. It was just like the lemon just kind of cleaned your palate. And with the cigars we were smoking, it just like gave you a fresh palate after every sip almost.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I'm getting with this right now.
Yeah.
It's cleaning the palate nicely with the orange zest. And maybe it's just the citrus to kind of reset your palate a little bit.
Yeah. I can't believe how good that bottle was. Normally I'm not. Like, I love Redbreast Cash Strength. I like, all the upper end Redbreast stuff. But
and this was sitting at what, 90 proof? 92 proof?
I don't remember what it was.
It wasn't high. It was very low.
And I'm a fan of all the spots, green spot and above. You know,
Rider's Tears. I like Rider's Tears.
Stellar. But this Irish was completely different than anything I've ever had before.
I agree.
And oh my gosh, it was good.
And that's one thing. If you know Isaiah, he doesn't tend to lean towards Irish unless it's cask strength. too, on bourbons the same way. He tends to lean towards the cask strength, which I do too. This is one that I think the entire table said low proof doesn't matter. Now, would I add a cube to that? No way. No way. Because if you were to water that down, it would completely lose all the complexity and flavor. But just right out of the bottle, absolutely delicious.
Yeah. No airtime on it or anything.
No.
It was just
I mean, we cracked the bottle right
wonderful.
there. Perfect, yeah. So that was nice, Dan, sharing that with us too.
That was really nice.
You're nice, Dan. We love you, Dan.
So, yeah, last week we did a chocolate pairing.
I
The
know.
other thing is that we didn't mention was that we did get in their caramels.
Yes, we did.
And those are selling like crazy. That's one of the best caramels I think I've ever had.
I agree.
They're just melting your mouth.
Yeah. You want another one, bud?
I'm good.
Okay. If you need to check out, let me know. Otherwise, she'll be right out in a second, too. You let me know, whatever. Yeah, definitely when you get to this final third, you got to slow down because I just double puffed it and it got a little hot on me. So you definitely don't want to do a lot of double puff. And this is one of those cigars you don't need double puff. I have a habit of double puffing, unfortunately.
We get in
really-
a lot of samples that need to be double puffed.
Yeah, we've had a lot lately that have been that way too. But this one, I mean, you can definitely get the full draw on a single puff, and it's delicious.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. I don't think I said this earlier. One of the reasons we were wanting to go with this cigar today is because the new Carnitas is coming out.
Yeah.
And as soon as that Carnitas is coming out, we're going to do another pairing with it.
And we're going to pair that with corn tortilla.
We could. We could. We could do street tacos with street tacos.
I'll make up a batch of carnitas, or I'll get us some carnitas tacos.
Here we go. Let's do it. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to try that one. This one for me has been a home run.
Yeah.
Probably the only cigar from Rojas that I like more than this cigar is that Blue Bonnet Lancero.
Yeah.
That thing's my favorite Rojas of all time. I do like the statements a lot too, but for the complexity of this cigar, this one's right up there with one of my favorite Rojas coming out.
Yeah, I mean, and this cigar at its price point, unbeaten. Like,
Yeah,
I just think
$9.
if you're looking for something medium to full bodied, you can't beat it for $9.
No, not at all. What, you want to wrap her up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
All right, cool. So again, as we get to the end here, the spice kicks back up on this cigar a little bit. Definitely getting more of the charred notes, more because it's just getting to the end and it's getting hotter. Getting a lot of that bready, toasty quality still
Black
in there.
pepper on the retro. For
Black
sure.
pepper on the retrohale. So you're getting a lot of the similar notes you get at the end of a cigar. But with the whiskey. See you, Joe. The take a sip right now. The orange and cream have balanced together now, and they're actually there together, not separate. At least for me. I mean, it's just like
The finish
orange
is now
cream.
orange for me on the whiskey. Like,
It finishes orange, but it starts off orange cream.
Yeah.
So you get okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting too. Which again, I mean, I know we're saying orange a lot. It is orange forward.
it is.
So I would say one thing: if you're a guy that absolutely hates citrus, this ain't gonna be your jam.
I don't think so, but
But
it's
if you-
extremely refreshing.
It is. It is. And what's up, Chris? How's it going, bud? Good.
You gonna have a statements or a tabernacle today?
Maybe. Yeah, Chris is our guy. And actually, back to Rojas, Chris has bought probably, I think, the most statements of anybody so far in here.
It's a good stick.
That's his jam.
Such a good stick.
But yeah, so I mean that's it for us today. Again, you can get this pairing for around that $25 price point. It'll be here all week, so stop in and get your pairing.
Absolutely.
Cool. Again, I'm Rob here at Final Third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge. You can follow me on Instagram at Final Third Cigar, or come to our website finalthirdcigar.com. And if you want to check out the events page, I'll eventually get that caught up one of these days. But I'm starting to do more reviews on there again. I've kind of laxed up a little bit this week again, which just because we're busy.
It's been busy.
But yeah, follow us on there.
Yeah, and you can find me on Instagram at the Whiskey Pastor.
Yeah, so thanks a lot, guys. We look forward to hearing some of the pairings you're going to throw out there on these pages that we've posted out the Shut the Box on, and hopefully we come up with something great for you next time.
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot, guys, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.